Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing our first ever challenge. Our first ever little program, shall we say. So this is not going to be a tutorial, it's going to be more like a recap of what we've learned in the past tutorials. And in this video we're going to be creating a leap year machine. And what this leap year machine will do, it will basically calculate and display the leap years in the next 1,000 years. And it will display in how many leap years those leap years will be. So basically 2032 will be in 3 leap years from now. And a leap year is a cycle of 4 years because leap years occur every 4 years. Let's get started. So these are the main two conditions. We want the program to ask the user for the current year, and we want to counter for the number of leap years until a certain leap year. Okay? Now, we want 3 variables for this program. Int. We could do this with 2 variables, but I prefer to do it with 3 variables because it will be more clear. The program will look more clear and it will just look better. Okay, int current year. Here. Int next leap year. And then int num leap years. Okay, and let's set this value equal to 0 because we start at 0. And this will basically count, int num leap years will count the number of cycles, and a cycle is every 4 years. Now we want, I'm not going to comment anything for now, I'm just going to create the program, and then I'm going to comment everything line by line, so stick with me, and I'm just not going to be saying anything. Alright. just a short comment. Right now, what we're doing is basically as we're asking the user to enter the current year, the user could enter any year. It doesn't have to be a leap year. So we're going to be trying to get it. We're going to be getting the year. We're going to be increasing the current year until we reach a leap year, the next leap year. And you're probably wondering, why do we have current the modulus operator 4, which is not equal to 0? Well, what all leap years have in common is when divided by 4, they don't have a remainder. And it's just you can check it on the calculator. Divide 220 divided by 4, 232, 240 divided by 4, they don't have a remainder. So right now we're checking if the modulus of the current year is not equal to 0, which basically means in simple plain English, if it's not a leap year, add 1 to it each time, and the plus plus just means add 1 to the current year until it is a leap year, and from there we can work from there. Okay guys, so that didn't take long, and this is the whole program. Now before I run this program, I'm going to explain it line by line. So we created 3 variables: current year, next leap year, and num leap years. Now we created a current year and next leap year. We could have just had current year, next leap year, but just to kind of separate them, and so that if some other programmer was to look at my code, it would make more sense. So what's the current year? So we input the current year, right? And then, as I already said, I'm not going to explain this part. And then we assign the value of current year to next leap year. The way it goes is the variable on the right to the equal sign is assigned to the variable on the left. So basically, it means that all of the value of the current year is assigned to next leap year. Now, with that value assigned, it's already equal to some leap year because we increased it up until it reached the upper bound leap year. What that means basically, well, this is what this line of code does. And basically, the reason we have 250 here is, if you think about it, each leap year is 4. 250 multiplied by 4 is 1,000 years. And basically, there's 250 leap years approximately, or maybe 249, I don't know, in 1,000 years. And that's why it's less than or equal to 250. Now this is a while. We're using a while loop here because this is a condition, and we don't really have a. And this like num leap year is kind of a counter, and that's why we could use a for loop. But in this case, it makes more sense to use a while loop. And now let's just run the program. What's the current year? Well, I wish it was 2019, so there you go. The next leap year is 3020, so there will be a 3020 leap year, which is quite interesting. As you can probably see, the next leap year is 2020, which is 0 leap years. Because it's the next one, the next leap year is, yep, and it goes all the way up until 3020. Awesome. Now, as I already said, we could use a for loop. And let's just do that. For and the condition, yep. Okay. Now num leap years gets incremented by 1 each time. Okay. There you go. Num leap years. And now we just need to change this. And it will work perfectly fine with the for loop too. Just gotta change this. Alright. What's the current year? 20. Let's say it's 2015. So we expect the next leap year to be 2016. What? Oh, that's right. I forgot to remove. So the leap years gets incremented by 2. So we only oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. I forgot to delete this line of code. Found it a little odd how it only went up until 2,500 and something. Of course, makes sense. There you go. There you go. So you can use the for loop or the while loop, doesn't really matter, but with the while loop it's a little easier and a little more effective. 2012. There you go. Alright guys, so this was quite a short tutorial, but hopefully you got something from it. It was a first ever challenge, so congratulations. Give yourself a pat on the back because you created your own leap year machine. In the next tutorial, we'll be discussing more about arrays and vectors, because in order to understand how the range-based for loop works, you need to understand the concept of an array and a vector. That should take us about a lesson. And no, it will be this week. Yeah, so we'll cover arrays and vectors in the next tutorial, and then next week we'll be starting with the range-based for loop, and then I got a hella challenge for you guys. So, see you guys later. I hope you had a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and bye.